Welcome to another episode of ArtCo Drone Solutions Saturday Night Live, number 68. We've got a great show today. As you notice, hey, I've got a new microphone. Yes, I've got a new microphone mixer set up. I've got this cool looking Tascam US 32. Oh, and I love it. I mean, it has all these cool buttons like this.
Yeah, I can do that.
And all kinds of neat stuff here. So, comments. Okay. Hey, close that. And, okay, how do I get to chats? Oh, 10 toes. Am I buffering? Oh, no. Well, let's see. We'll have to take care of that. YouTube has been having some issues lately. I don't know if you saw Thursday night over at Mitch's show, Old Guy in the Drone. All of a sudden, YouTube went down for about 5 or 10 minutes, and that was the end of his show. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this. Alrighty, we got Raymar Ballesteros all the way from Quezon City, Philippines. Welcome to the show. We've got we got Raymar Ballesteros. All right, we got some good people coming in, and Jim Boyd's going to be here in a few minutes, and hopefully Mitch will be here, and who knows, we got a whole slew of people coming. And yeah, I got this new mixer, and it totally rots, man. And we got some drone news coming up, so that's going to be interesting. And we'll talk about, everybody's getting the Mavic Air 2. I want to hear your thoughts on it. If you own one, I'd like to hear about it. I'm hearing a lot of really good stuff, and there's a few quirks here and there. So, like with any drone that comes out on the market, there's always going to be some issues coming up first. So, and also later on the show, don't forget we got the almond toffee trivia giveaway. We're the only drone show that gives away candy. So hopefully we get people hopefully we get some people over from Race at Drone come over here to watch the show, or come on the show if they want to. So that ought to be awesome. So let's see, what else do I have on here on the agenda? And yeah, anything. If you guys have any questions, I know last week we had quite a few people from the Philippines coming on to my live stream and asking some very good questions. So AZ Drone Dude, you've had some Enstrom almond toffee. They're candy. They make not only toffee, but they got some really good candy. Period. Their cream fills are to die for. They make turtles, chocolate turtles, and those are really awesome. And the cordials. Yeah, the cherry cordials. They're really good. And next Christmas, I will be giving those away at the next either a trivia, or we'll do a giveaway like we did with the drone. Also, don't forget, I'm giving away a Tello drone as soon as I hit 1,500 subscribers. I'm getting pretty close now. I'm a little bit less than 90 away. So let's keep on plugging the show. Oh, also later on the show, we'll do some channel shout outs and help out some channels out there that need a little nudge to get them going. Bob Casey, welcome to the show. So let's start off with a little bit of drone news. All right, get my sound effects going here. All right, so a man in where was this? Yeah, a man shoots down a drone in Minnesota, gets hit with felony charges. A man is facing 2 felony charges for shooting down a drone. The incident began, yes, yep. Yeah, we don't like it when they shoot down a drone. The incident began when an unnamed man flew a drone over Butterfield Foods, a producer of meat products, including chicken, in the southern Minnesota town of Butterfield. The man later told a sheriff's deputy he was trying to prove that chickens were being slaughtered because of the pandemic. 2 employees approached the man and asked him what he was doing. Soon afterwards, someone else shot the drone out of the sky. Man says his drone cost $1,900. The authorities arrested 34-year-old Travis Dwayne Winters and charged him in Matawan County District Court. The Free Press says officials say Winters admitted to shooting the drone. He faces charges of criminal damage to property and reckless discharge of a weapon within city limits. This is not the first time someone has shot down a drone. We reported, or this newspaper reported, on several such shootings in 2016 and 2017. In one case, a man sued a neighbor who shot his drone when it flew over the neighbor's land. A federal judge dismissed the lawsuit on procedural grounds, finding that it should have been filed in state, not federal courts. The Federal Aviation Administration has said that shooting down the drone is illegal under the same federal aviation laws that make it illegal to shoot down a crewed aircraft. But we don't know of any cases of people being prosecuted under those laws. So, so what do you guys think about that? I think that's pretty crappy, you know. People think that let's get that drone, blow it out of the sky. Hey Jody, drone shots, Bob Casey, Night Train, Grant, Mr. Stay Drunk, and Roy Cornelius. Welcome to the show. Yep, that is correct. Shooting down any aircraft, manned or unmanned, is a federal offense. And I have friends on Facebook. They talk about, shooting down a drone because of the pandemic. They're talking about using drones to find out if people are sick, and people are getting all hot and bothered about it, and they're threatening to shoot down drones. And so I, posted on their link and I said, it's illegal to shoot down any drones under any circumstances because that would be the same as shooting down an a manned aircraft. So hey, we got someone that's about to come on, and he needs no introduction. So let's give him some. Let's welcome Mitch, old guy, and a drone.
Oh no. Art's
So,
got a sound effects machine.
and so,
Life will never be the same.
yep. And now for our next guest. Oh, let's see. I need and our next guest needs no introduction. And it's Jim from Above and Beyond Drones.
I like my sound effect better than yours, Jim.
I know. What's that going down the toilet?
I'll tell you.
How you guys doing
And you know
tonight?
what? I give and this is what I give Art.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's very angelic and what do we get?
Well, Mitch,
What do we get?
gotta come on. You know?
Crikey.
Hey, it's a little outback with the cat.
That's
Is that
what
an
we
outback
get.
cat?
That's what we get.
Art's got his new soundboard, don't you, Art?
Yeah, I know. Now Art's
cool.
preparing dueling sound effects with me. I
We're-
can see.
we're in
Look
trouble.
at him. Looks like an evil little.
I gotta pop out the chat here. Hey, Rick
my fa-
Halber's in there. Pete Carroll's in.
Hey, Rick, good to see
Hey,
you.
Bob
Mike
Casey.
Welcome,
Roche.
Peter Carroll. Yeah.
Hi, guys. Everybody. The gang's all here. Wow.
Yep.
Mike Roche is here, and Mel. Mel is here. Jody.
Mel is here. Yes, he is.
Yes.
And
How you doing, guys? Good for you.
so I'm
for
all
you.
excited about my new equipment here, and everything seems to be working really good, and I'm happy.
What is
Yeah.
the board? What's the board you got? The mixed
It's
soundboard?
a Tascam US 32. And it's the same board that Lloyd has, and all it has is one input for XLR microphone, and it also has a built-in microphone, which doesn't sound all that great. It kind of makes you sound like you're in a barrel, and it's got all kinds of neat effects on it. It's got oh yeah, you answered correctly.
Where's that
So,
one you were trying to play the other night? You said it was a good one. You couldn't get it to play, Art?
Oh yeah, that was because I didn't have the firmware updated
Okay.
and the software put on. So right after that show, I just went over to their website, downloaded all the firmware, and everything just works great. And I'm like, yeah,
Hey, Mitch,
Yeah, Jim.
let's forget about Art for a second. I got a box in the mail the other day of Engstrom almond toffee. Guess how long it took me to eat that?
Well, it took me 5 minutes. Did you beat my record?
Yeah, it was close, very close.
well, I'm glad you guys enjoyed
And,
it.
well, yeah, and I'm on a diet again because of it.
It's a diabetic nightmare.
Oh, man. So, Art, you brought your sound effects machine on my show the other night and broke the internet.
Yeah, that's
Everybody, man, a lot of shows got hit right in the middle.
Yeah,
I know, and
Ken
Ken
Herron
Herron was
was-
sweating bullets. I think
Yeah,
Ken was sweating
that's
bullets, and he
right.
wasn't going to be able to go on.
Yeah.
And yet,
So
Rick Halber tells me in a comment that he never lost it. That the whole time that we were trying to figure out what was wrong, he was still watching the stream live. So it's very strange
Wow.
what happened. Yeah.
Did you see
Yeah,
Ken's video on Autel winning the lawsuit against DJI for the quick release props?
No,
No.
I
Yeah.
didn't
No.
see that.
Ken Dobo did one. Original Dobo. He did a
No.
video on. I didn't even know. I got a truck going by. I don't know if you can hear it. I
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
even know Autel had a lawsuit against DJI for the
Yeah,
props,
I
but
mean,
apparently Autel won. So, well, how are you going to change something that's already out in the field? I mean, all
what?
the Mavic Air 2s, everybody
Well, they
just
don't
bought.
change it, but they pay for the rights to use it.
Yeah. That or they just stop, putting that product on any of their drones.
That's going to be
That's
difficult.
not likely to happen.
The
They
spin-on
probably
day
have
is
to.
Go ahead, Mitch.
Yeah, I was going to say they'll come up with some licensing
Yeah.
arrangement and
There
pay
you
them
go.
so much for the privilege.
I don't know, Roy, if DJI came with that first. Because, see, when DJI first came out, the original Inspires and were spin-on props. You actually had to tighten them.
Yeah, the Phantom 3s, I know, you just spin the props on and that's all you had to do.
Right. And then that V2 was the change in the props and I don't know, a few other things.
Right. Mhm.
But
So what do you think about this knucklehead shooting down a drone in Minnesota?
I hadn't heard that.
Yeah,
I
some
heard-
guy up in Minnesota, he flew over a meat processing plant and he wanted to prove that they were slaughtering chickens during this pandemic.
And how
to
else are we
inflate-
going to eat if they don't? How are we going to eat if they
Well,
stop
I mean, if
processing, animals?
well, yeah, that's true too. But
Yeah.
the thing is, they're killing a lot of animals because the restaurants are not open. The only thing that's taking any food or grocery stores, but there's a lot of meat that just not being processed because of this pandemic. Nobody's working at at those processing plants, so they're slaughtering whatever they got because they just can't get it out because
I don't think that's still happening. I know that
no, I
happened
don't think it
for a
is.
short period of time,
Yeah.
and then the government stepped in and said, no, you can't. They said to these governors, you can't close the food processing because for a couple days there was a meat shortage scare that they were perpetrating in the news.
Yeah.
Everybody, but the government stepped right in and said, no, you open up those food processing plants, and all of a sudden the food shortage scare went away. So I don't think it's a problem. Think about this, Art. People are going to eat, whether they get the food at a grocery store or they get the food at a restaurant. They're going to eat.
Yeah.
So it just because the restaurants are closed doesn't lower the demand for food because there's just as many people have to eat every day. That's how I see it.
Yep,
So
that's true. Hmm. Hey, I want to say hello to Matt from Northeast Drone Productions down in Australia.
Australia.
Yeah.
Hey, I've been watching, and I want to blame Lloyd for this one, Art.
Yeah.
On his show last week, he mentioned an Australian TV series that's on Amazon called Sea Patrol.
Okay.
Thanks a lot, Lloyd. I mean, thanks a lot. I really appreciate that. And my bleary-eyed binge-watching self really appreciates.
I'll tell you,
little-
Mitch, with that Netflix, Hulu, and Prime Video, you start watching the weirdest damn shows, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah, but this is a great show.
Mhm.
It's about an Australian patrol boat. I mean, great show, great cast, and a lot of subplots and backstories going. It's really addictive, and I never would have found it there's so much stuff on Amazon and Netflix, and
Yeah.
most of it you won't find because unless it's kind of recommended to you.
Well,
But,
we got another person coming in, so let's bring him on.
Hey, Ron.
Oh,
Hey, Ron.
Lockwood.
Welcome to the show.
Hola,
Well,
three amigos.
Mitch told me to go watch Fifth Element, and that was a good movie.
Oh, that's an oldie, but a goodie.
Yeah, that's a great movie. You got to
Yep.
watch it again and again.
That was
and
Rutger Hauer? Was that
No.
Rutger Hauer?
No.
No, you're thinking
No.
of that one with Harrison Ford and
Yeah.
Right. No, this is the one with Bruce Willis
Bruce Willis,
and the little pink
Gary Oldman.
The Fifth
Gary
Element.
Oldman.
Yeah.
That reminded me of Sixth Sense. It was
Sixth Sense. That was a good movie too.
Yeah, it was that kind of movie though. Kept you enthralled.
Put
You
your
got to watch
hand
it 5
on the
times just to
yellow
figure it out. So, hi, Ron.
How you guys doing?
Doing good.
Pretty good. Pretty good. Enjoying my new system here.
Yeah, that's what I heard. You got all kinds of new mixer.
Yeah, got a new mixer. Brought back the old microphone I haven't been using for years.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I like it. And I got this microphone, I think back in 2012 when I had the internet radio show called Art's Place. And
I know you're dying to do this, Art, so do the chipmunk already.
Yeah, do that.
That is pretty good.
That's great. That's great. So one thing my mixer doesn't have, I don't have the chipmunk or the deep voice, either. But that little mixer has that. It's a good thing I don't have it. I'd probably abuse it,
and it's really simple to set up. It plugs in the USB. It's powered by the USB. You just plug your headphones into it. You want extra sound effects. I'm using my cell phone's plugged into it that has the sound effects app, and yeah, and you do stuff like this. Maybe put a little reverb.
Look what Matt wrote.
Hey, Matt, that's the post of the week, man. Give it to him. Give him the candy, Art.
When you slam that toilet bowl seat down too quick.
Let's see.
I gotta turn some lights on here.
Oh, man.
That was funny.
Well, we'll have to give Matt one of these.
Art, I'll just let you know I was back up to Dalton Lake fishing. It sucked, but we fished the stream up and above and below that stream. Got all kinds of trout out of there.
Yeah. You know what? I was saying that when I was eyeing that when we were going up there, and I'm like, oh God, I bet you there's some nice brook trout in there.
Yeah.
And oh boy.
Catching some natives with the real red bellies on them.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was a lot of fun. Yeah, still nothing out of the lake. I don't understand it.
Yeah.
What model was that Tasco again?
It's not a Tasco, it's a Tascam. TASCAM US 32.
Tasco makes telescopes.
Yeah.
That's right. I knew the name.
Yeah.
That was Mel asking.
Mm-hmm.
In your chat, if you had paid attention to your chat, your audience, you would have known.
What's the number of that thing? What was the number?
32?
Don't
No,
do
of
that.
of the mixer. Art, what was the number of the mixer?
Art don't care. We don't care. We could just talk amongst ourselves.
There we go.
Yeah.
I put it in the chat.
Oh, now we got to look in the chat. US 32.
Yeah, there you
huh?
go. Tascam US 32.
Okay.
Man, I got some old Sennheiser lavaliers I've got sitting around. I haven't used them since 2010.
Wow. Wow.
When I
Oh,
bought-
the other thing I wanted to talk about is I got this in the mail. I got a
DVI adapter, VGA.
I can't get it to fit. I don't
There's
know.
two. There's a DVI D. One is just video. Yeah, that's a DVI.
Yeah,
And there's a VGA one too. Yep.
this
that's
is
the
what I want to
VGA.
do because this monitor is a VGA monitor.
It won't
And-
fit into. You don't have that adapter on the back of your computer.
I've got the card I have has DVI, VGA, and HDMI.
Right. So that should plug right into it.
I tried to get this on, and for the life of me, it wouldn't seat. I'd get it going on one side, and then I start screwing on the other, and it just
No.
spins around. It just won't pop right in, and I don't know what's going on.
You're using the blue side, the VGA side, right?
Yeah, you want to put this on first before you put the VGA on. So,
The other side of that is a DVI.
right. Okay, well, let's welcome another viewer.
I want to know, Art, if you can fly. Does this thing double as a controller for your drone?
Looks
It looks like it.
Yeah.
It does. Yeah.
Oh, and it's tiny too.
Yeah, I can see
About
that.
6 inches long and 5 inches wide, and about
pretty cool.
8 feet.
That's
I'd
what
never
she
seen
said.
one. That's a pretty nice looking little deal, and it has an on air
Yeah.
button too. Pretty neat.
Uh-huh.
Good afternoon,
It's not
gentlemen.
expensive either.
Hey, Steve.
Hi,
So,
Steve.
Steve, what we've been
Yeah.
talking about since February was on Ready Set Drone tonight. Remember the whole Autel pixel binning?
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
Sony
I-
IMX 383. I watching Ready Set Drone, and everybody's talking like it's a new thing. We've been discussing that since February
Oh, yeah, I know.
because we wanted to know what they were really pushing at us.
Well, we know. And I'll find out more once I start shooting
Hey,
some
whoa,
video
whoa,
with the Air too.
Hold on. Hold the boat. We've got someone extra special just popped in.
Extra special, I'm here.
Yeah, I
And
know.
what does that make the rest of us?
What, what are we? Chop beef?
Yeah, chop liver. What are we? Chop liver.
Chop liver. That's what it is.
Am I
Hey,
extra
Talk
special?
to the hand. It's it.
That's
Talk to
not
the
hand.
hand.
That's not
And-
hand.
Well, hey guys, thank you for making me feel extra special. I got to tell you, there's like one day a week where I don't bathe, I don't put on pants, I don't do my hair. And that is today. So forgive my appearance as I reveal.
Oh,
The hat.
that looks like the old Beanie and Cecil hat.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
That was a great show, by the way, Beanie and Cecil.
Hi, Ken.
Hey, hey,
How you doing, Ken?
good. How you guys doing?
Good,
Doing
man.
fine.
We're all
Doing good.
doing good. Looks like you're
Hey.
doing the rounds today, huh?
Hey,
On all the
Art.
shows.
Art,
Yes.
did you lose weight? You look like you're thinning out, bud.
Got a haircut, too.
Got a haircut. Yeah.
Did get a haircut today. Boy, I feel much better.
You're looking snazzy.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
How do I get this
Yeah.
damn
Yeah.
camera?
Well, good.
Here I've got my piano and
Hey, wait a minute. I recognize that logo. Is that what's that? Is that Star Trek on your shirt, Ken?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But it doesn't work. Hello? Hello?
Beam me up,
next-
Scotty. You son of a bitch.
Yeah. I need to replicate a new one.
There you go.
Lasers on stun.
What's new? What are you guys talking about?
well, we were talking about this knucklehead who shot down a drone up in Minnesota.
Again.
Shot down a drone?
Yep.
When did that happen?
Now let me see. Somebody sent me the link to it, and it was the report just came out this morning at 9:30 a.m. at ARS Technica, written by Timothy B. Lee.
ARS is a big company.
What jail is he in?
Yeah.
Well, he's in the let's see what.
That's shooting down an aircraft.
Yeah, Ottawa
I mean-
County District Court. No,
Doesn't matter the size, it's still an aircraft, right?
Yep.
Travis
Wait.
Dwayne Winters charged him with. Yep. Okay.
Good,
And
he
the
got
drone
charged.
cost $1,900, and from what it looks like, it's an octocopter.
Wow. For $1,900?
Yeah.
That's
So
a deal.
Neat.
I'll
he
take
was
one.
flying his drone over Butterfield Foods, a producer of meat products.
Oh,
They do ham, don't they?
Okay.
was it a group of activists over there trying to film what they're doing?
Yeah, some guy wanted to prove chickens were being slaughtered because of the pandemic.
So
Those
many people
chicken
think they
farms
can
are
do it, though.
ridiculous.
That still doesn't make any sense to me, Art. Chickens are being slaughtered because people need to eat.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ruthlessly killed daily.
Ruthlessly
That's your
killed
grocery.
cows too. I got news for you. They're slaughtering cows and pigs too.
Well, I like the remember South Park where they slaughtered the turkeys, and that one turkey's got his head like that. He's the only one that survived the slaughter because that big whirling blade came out and lopped their heads off. And it's going
KRP in Cincinnati was the best, though, dropping
Oh,
the
man.
turkeys from the
Oh,
helicopter.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. As
Les
God is
Nessman.
my witness, I thought turkeys could fly.
Yeah.
No, Les didn't say that.
The boss said that, didn't he?
Yeah, Art Carlson said that.
Art Carlson. Yeah. Art Carlson.
Oh, Art
And,
was the boss. Yeah.
Yeah. And we were Arthur Carlson. Yeah. And we remember that, Ken, when it first aired, don't we?
Yeah, that's. Yeah.
Yeah.
That wasn't a rerun.
Yeah, everybody, all you youngins are watching that on Nick at Night, but we watched
Yeah.
it when it came on.
Yep, that's right.
That show was funny as hell, too.
So,
Oh, it was a
who
great
that one?
show.
Was it Daily
It was a great show.
or
Lonnie
Jen-
Anderson didn't hurt it either.
No, not at all.
No.
So
I
Art,
saw-
you're back making dentures. You're back at work.
Yes, I am.
Well, that's
Mhm.
good.
Yep.
Is that
So,
really what you do?
Well, I don't make it. We don't
I'd
make
hate to have a
dentures.
set fitted by you, the way you handle that
We
Careful.
Robo Master.
What What do you do exactly, Art?
well, I spot weld the little brackets that go on the bands.
Oh,
Yep. And I
Okay.
do that all day. But you gotta know your terminology, and like mesial, distal, maxillary, mandibular, buccal, and lingual.
Your dental. Your dental
so
knowledge.
which one is the gold one that I have? What one's that? What
Oh,
is the
that
gold
would
one?
be- that would
Yeah.
be your molar. That would be on your yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I had a gold crown for years,
Oh.
and like 2 years ago, I had to have it pulled. I said, "Which tooth are you gonna pull? The gold one? Come on!"
Did you keep the
Did you
gold?
did you at least keep it?
Yeah.
Yeah, they let me keep it.
Hey, better. It's worth $100.
Yeah, that's real gold, isn't it?
I was going to
Oh,
say,
yeah.
isn't that real gold?
Yes, it is.
I used to buy scrap dental gold on eBay and make jewelry out of it. Make
Never thought of
rings,
that.
Yeah.
and yep,
It
melt
holds
it
up real
down.
well. It holds
Yeah.
up real well because it's not that pure, so it's awful solid.
Yep.
Tater says, "Holy molar!" Yeah, Bob Casey wants to know if you're doing TIG or MIG welding.
It is a spot welder. It is electric operated.
Hey, Ken, did you hear I had Art up here in South Dakota a couple weeks ago? Tried to make a redneck cowboy fisherman out of him, and took him out in the woods. And
that ATV ride was something else.
Oh my God!
I love that.
Trying to kill me up there. I'm holding on. Please don't tip over. Please don't tip over.
I see Art leaning in towards Ron now.
Yeah.
If I'm going, you're going, you son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Please tell me there's pictures.
Oh, there is. There's video.
Oh, it's a video. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got it on my channel.
It's worth watching.
Okay.
You got to check it out.
Master versus Mavic Drone.
He's like an M&M, all strapped up in that side by side. I could tell when you got near the cliff, though, Art.
Yeah.
I saw you looking at Ron like,
Yeah.
we're gonna die here.
800 to 1,000 foot drop off, and Art thought I was a little bit too close to the edge.
Yeah. It's like, Ron, you got 3 feet more space over there. Couldn't you just kind of move it over there a little bit?
Art won't just fall off. He'll roll. He's a roller.
Oh, we have him strapped in though.
Okay.
So Ken, I got a question. I got a question for you, Ken.
Yeah.
Last Thursday night, you know, I do my live stream from 6 to 8. You come on at 8, so I'm like your warm up act, okay? And of course, at 7:30, YouTube went away.
Oh yeah.
You remember that? And
yeah, I was freaking out, man. I didn't know what. I was calling everybody I knew, wondering what was going on, and it turns out like the whole world was down.
Yeah, we went, and right on the stream, we were in StreamYards like this, so the StreamYards thing was still gone in the panel. We were talking to each other and trying to figure out what the hell happened, and we started looking at these channels, and they'd say things like, "This channel has no content," and I went and looked at went and brought up my own channel, and it said, "Upload a video to get started."
Yeah, I saw that very thing, and I saw that the monkey that says sorry.
Yeah.
You know. So you were in the middle of streaming when that happened.
Yeah, and I ended my stream at 7:30, and then I went back and looked at the playback of it when it got posted, and all that stuff that we did after YouTube went down actually got captured. And was part of it. So I actually made a video, basically, and I posted it that says something like, "We broke YouTube. This is what happened," you know. And I played the 7 minutes of the show that happened after YouTube broke. It was something.
We really take for granted the internet, don't we?
Yeah. Yes, we do.
Yes, we do.
I mean, whenever there's a blip, we're like, a blip. Yeah. I mean, can you even fathom what is going on, what needs to happen, the data centers that need to do their all blippity blop stuff in order for this to happen and other things. I mean, you can't really get mad because the track record's pretty good. They have redundant things and backups, and even if YouTube gets hacked by some angry Russian, they have backup data centers and everything. So for something to happen like what did last Thursday, that's pretty incredible.
Compare it to 1995 when you were trying to download that picture of the broad with the big knockers on AOL.
Yeah.
Come on, baby, AOL. You can do it.
And trying to save it to a 3.5-inch floppy disk.
Yeah.
I have a perfect impression of a 300 baud modem, if you would like to hear it.
Certainly.
Oh yeah.
I rarely get an opportunity to share this, but I will do it for Art and his cohorts here, if you would like.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Yes, Tater Rogers said 56K modem. That's what it is. There's a difference.
Yeah.
One of them's the phone, and the other one, okay.
You gonna do it?
That's very good. You
Thank
sure
you.
that wasn't a 14? You sure that wasn't a 14 4K?
Yeah.
It might have been.
It might. Okay.
Nice.
Or at least 96.
My sister always picked up the extension phone whenever I was downloading something.
Oh,
Oh
Jesus.
God.
God. Oh man, that reminds me. This is back in my stand-up comedy days, and I'm trying to email clubs around the country, and my parents would pick up the phone while I'm trying to send an email or communicate with other clubs looking. I'd have to turn around. Hey, I'm working here.
I'm working here. Get the hell off the phone.
Yeah, get off the phone.
They think their phone was broken because they pick it up. It's making funny noises, right?
I remember when the cord was never long enough. We had a phone in the kitchen. You had to go out the garage door to talk to the woman, to the girlfriend. Get caught in the door, slamming shut.
Good times.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mitch, when that was going on, when YouTube went down, I was on the live stream, like I told you, and I commented on your video. It turned into a podcast. The audio was still hearable by some people. The audio was going out, but there was no video, no comments, no web page, no nothing, but the audio went out. The audio was still going out hot.
Well, Rick Halbert told me that while nobody else could find it, and while my thing looked like it was shut down, he was still watching us talking. That part of it was still going out live.
Yeah, the audio.
No, there's audio and the video, both. He could see it like he was watching it, but there was no chat anymore.
Wow.
So where he was, evidently he was in front of some router that was broken and it was still letting it through or something.
Yes. So I just told Claude, hey, this is now a podcast. This is no longer a live stream.
Why are you guys live streaming when I'm live streaming? Why are you guys live streaming when I'm on?
I went over to go there, and he was already on before you went on.
Wait, I went on at 6.
He was on before you went on.
Where did these guys come from? Is that a USB?
This is what us old guys have instead of that. This is what us old guys have instead of that.
Ron, you must be the young guy with the deer.
Yeah.
Do you know I interviewed Jeff Dunham at a radio station in 2007, and I actually played with Peanut, Ahmed the Dead Terrorist, and I forget his name.
Walter,
yeah. He
brought Walter,
he brought his puppets to do ventriloquism on the radio. We told him, we said, you don't need the puppets. He said, yeah, I kind of do, because he can't do it without doing the puppets. You know what I mean? And we said,
I can imagine that. I can imagine that. It's like talking to yourself.
I got to perform with Jeff Dunham in Oklahoma City and here in Denver back in the 90s. And I've worked with a lot of ventriloquist acts, and he just blows me away because he's funny. He's got a stage persona. All these other ventriloquists, I mean, they pale.
Why do I not know who Jeff Dunham is?
Oh, come on. You don't know Ahmed the Dead Terrorist?
Oh, yeah.
I know that name, but I don't know from where.
I kill you.
Yeah.
What show was that?
He's not a show. He's a ventriloquist. He's a comedian. He's everywhere. If you got Netflix, just look him up. Or Amazon. There's tons of stuff.
He's really good. He's bigger in the South, probably for some reason. I don't know why. Hey, I got a skedaddle in a minute, but I just wanted to ask Ron there. Hey, Ron. Hey, are those the three amigos on the wall?
They are. They also fell out of the four-wheeler, too.
Awesome. Well, Art, thank you for having me on.
Hey, you're welcome, Ken. It's an honor to have you, and we'll be watching your show on Thursday, and if I happen to get a chance, I'll listen or watch constructive criticism.
Oh, Art will be there. It doesn't matter what the hell's going on. Art will be there at
Yeah.
8 p.m.
Well,
Right, Mitch?
that's
Awesome.
Oh, Art. I mean, Ken, my show, I ended at 8:00 because I like to watch your show too. And but Art's usually he's usually on my show as a guest. He's one of my regulars. That's why I come here. We help each other out. And when it gets to be like 5 minutes to 8, you watch Art. And he starts going like this.
Gotta go.
Yo, I gotta go. And I always give him hell about it. I say, what's the matter? You can't be late. You can't be 2 minutes late for Heron. Come on.
That's wonderful. I feel very fortunate that we have an audience like we do, and the support of everyone in the drone community. Appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, I'll see you guys.
Take
Take
care.
care. Have a good
Take
rest
care.
of your weekend.
And bye to you.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Well, hey guys, I got a little food myself. I'm heading out to dinner, and Art, thank you for having me on.
You
Hey,
going with the
Ron.
girlfriend or the boys?
Going out with the little lady. Yep, we are going to go out and meet another couple and
Is she taller
have
than me?
dinner. Yeah,
Very cool.
yeah. So you guys have
You have restaurants open in that state.
So do we. We have restaurants open here now.
yeah.
In
We
fact,
have-
on Monday.
We
On
have
Monday.
we have a mayor in Los Angeles that wants to keep the city shut down now till the end of June and
Oh,
not
geez.
reopen it until there's a vaccine. Quote.
Yeah, I heard that.
unquote.
Yeah. Well, and what political party is he in?
I wonder.
I wonder. Well, we'll let Ron. We'll let Ron go. See you, Ron. We'll
Take
keep
care,
you here
Ron.
all night.
Hey,
You
Ron,
guys
just
have
do me a
great night,
favor.
and, we will, Steve. I will get a hold of you. Try to coordinate something with Rodney and
Okay.
Rick, and yeah, we'll try to coordinate. I just think it'd be fun. What I thought about is all of us have the same picture, or like one or two
Yeah.
pictures, and all work on it together. And
Yeah, I heard what you said on Rodney's show. I watched the rerun there.
Yeah, and
You're all using the Luminar 4, right?
yeah, and I'd like to get
Bill from
from
Coast to Coast. He's in here.
or Ron Brown. I'd like to get because those guys have got more experience at it. So it'd be kind of like the same thing like what Jim does. Like what can we learn from each other? So yeah, I think it'd be fun. But yeah, definitely get a hold of you, and yeah, see if we can get this all together.
I just want to know what it's like to go out to dinner again to a restaurant. That's what I want to know.
I will let you know.
So please update me so I know what to expect going back out into the world again.
Yeah.
I can't believe what they're doing to you in California.
Yeah. What a
I
ridiculous.
guess, 2 weeks ago, they let the restaurants here in Florida open up with 25% capacity. A week later, they opened up the barber shops. On this Monday, they're opening up all the gyms and health clubs, and they're allowing any of the venues and restaurants to go to 75% occupancy. And the case, and even after all that, the rate of cases is still going down. So
Yeah.
it's not causing any problems. And now that all the hoorah's done, you don't hear, because they all vilified the governor of Georgia, Kemp.
Yeah.
When he said that barbershops could open, well, nothing happened. Nothing happened. You don't hear him talking about that anymore.
No.
You don't hear him coming back and say, boy, we really thought that Georgia was going to go to hell, and it didn't. No, you never hear any of that.
Yeah,
It's nuts.
they've got some restaurants have actually shown so they could actually increase the percentage of just putting plexiglass in between, like the booths, like you'd say, like a horseshoe booth. Just putting plexiglass in between. Now you're blocked.
We've got that at our Circle K's, at the Walmart register. It's ridiculous.
I know.
Like air doesn't travel above, around, or below that stupid piece
Yeah.
of plexiglass.
Yeah, and the guys and everybody runs around with the masks on, and their noses are hanging out of the masks.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the experts on TV, the rocket
Yeah,
scientists that they have on TV. They're standing there with the mask covering their mouth, but their nose is sticking out of it.
Schumer was doing that coming outside. He had it down.
Was he? Yeah.
I cannot figure out.
And
why
these are the
they're-
people that are telling us what to do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Reminds me of an old Buddy Hackett joke. He goes into a men's room in Vegas, and there's this guy, this vagrant, standing at the urinal, and his clothes are tattered, and he just looks like a real bum. And Buddy Hackett's standing next to him, and the guy says, "Listen, I got to tell you about this system I got on the blackjack table. You can't lose it." Buddy Hackett looks over at this guy, and he says, "And I'm letting this guy tell me how to gamble." Well, that's the way I feel about all these so-called experts that are telling us
They are no
how
experts.
to live now
Follow
and what we can and can't do.
It's
follow
a
the
flu.
money.
Guys,
Bye,
take
Ron.
care. We'll
See you, Ron.
Yeah.
Have a good time.
Okay, take care, Ron.
See
Yeah,
ya.
enjoy.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Follow the money trail is what I say.
What's up with politics? It's just the ridiculous politics,
Oh, I know him. Yeah, I just looked up Jeff Dunham. Yeah, I've seen
Yeah.
him before.
Oh, he's fabulous. He's
Oh.
fabulous.
Yeah,
I want to say
follow
hello to Bill, Metro Drones, and Chris Hope is here, and Taylor, and Rick Halber, and the Four-Eyed 9K.
Did you see what Tater put there? I know you flashed it up there for a second, Art, but you got to put that back. He can't figure out why the RGB fans don't seem to want to display one color instead of all the colors at the same time. That's a good joke.
How about? I think I sent this link to all you guys about the takeoff on who's on first, what's on second. Where they said,
Talk
you're
about a classic.
not gonna give money to that group. Oh, who? Yeah, well, that's what I want to know. What about them? They're not getting a penny. Who? That's right. And it was it was funny. But Steve will send you the link.
Abbott and Costello, one of those guys, I think it was Costello, or was it Lou Abbott?
There you go. There
Yeah,
you go, Art.
Oh,
He had
there
a
we go.
house.
There we go. Oh,
Oh.
yeah. Trump stopped the funding. Who? Yeah. So who doesn't want to get the money? Not a penny. What's the name of
Exactly.
the organization? Who? The one not getting the money. Who's not getting the money? That's what I'm asking you.
Any of these young kids today have not seen any of this stuff. They need to go back.
No.
I mentioned Buddy Hackett's name, and
Oh God.
somebody said there's a name I haven't heard in years. But if you ever want to have just a great time at home, just at night, just go to YouTube, search
Yep.
the name Buddy Hackett. You'll find 100 hours of everything
Oh.
from all of his roasts and Tonight Show appearances and stand-up
John
routines
Rickle.
and jokes. And they do that with any of these old comedians. It's great. And they're better. They're better than just about anything we have today.
Well, and that was back in the day where you could say stuff.
Yeah.
You could do those jokes today.
No.
How about Don Rickles, man? Can you imagine what happened to Don Rickles today?
Dude, I don't like that joke. You're making fun of people.
Yeah, you're hurting my
Well,
feelings.
Everything's racist and politically correct today.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, hopefully we're turning that around a little bit. I think a lot of people are just saying hell with that. We're saying what we want to say.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a bunch of crap. Yeah,
it's crap.
just like this flu, everybody gets tired of it. Enough already, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Well, one thing with Don Rickles, you did not want to sit in the front row.
Oh no. He'd go, "Hey, sir, is that your lovely wife?" And the guy would go, "Yeah," and he'd go, "Ugh."
Where'd you pick her up at?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jonathan Winters was a great, not impressionist. He could make stuff up in a second.
Yeah.
If you throw something at him, he could make a situation out of it. He was just fantastic at that. What is that called again?
Improv.
Improv. Well,
Yes.
of course.
And then Robin Williams came along and was his protege at that.
Yeah.
Yes. If you saw the two of them on Carson, in fact,
together.
There's some old ones on Johnny Carson.
Yep.
Where they're hilarious together on there, man.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
No one loved a good joke better than Johnny, anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, Carson was the best. Nobody has ever matched Carson. Not Jack Parr.
Nobody.
Not Jay Leno.
Yeah.
Steve.
Not David Letterman. Nobody has ever come close to Johnny Carson.
I never liked Jay Leno. I don't know why the hell they went with him for the Tonight Show.
Well, he did all right, but
I like Jay Leno better than David Letterman.
I never liked Letterman at all.
I liked Letterman. He went for the younger crowd.
Yeah, because
the only thing I liked about Letterman is he smoked cigars.
You grew up in New York, that's why.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, but he's from Indiana.
Letterman is.
Yeah, but his shows were broadcast out of New York.
Rockefeller Center. Yeah.
Now, Craig Ferguson, I liked him better than Letterman. But he got away with a lot of,
Well,
stuff.
he was late.
Yeah, he
Craig.
was on after, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then Conan O'Brien was on originally at that late hour too.
Yeah, but he was on TBS. And then he took over for Jay for a short period, and then Jay came back, and then now these guys they all suck.
Yes.
Jimmy Kimmel.
They're not even funny anymore. They're all political hacks now. They're all political activists. Every one of them. There's no comedy in their shows.
Yep. I used to love Bill Maher, and then right after 9/11, I just hated the guy.
Nuts.
Yeah.
He went to the dark side.
I didn't like Bill Maher.
Yeah.
It just wasn't funny. He tried to take the news and make something out of it, but he couldn't. After the whole Kennedy era of when we respected our government, things went to hell. I mean, the comedians, really, who came out of that era after that? You had Dangerfield, Seinfeld, those kind of guys who were non-political. Because the 60s, you had George Carlin. Remember when the albums used to come out?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
And the blooper
you had
album?
Bill Cosby. You had Bill Cosby back then, too, as a stand-up.
But George Carlin was phenomenal.
The seven words you couldn't say on TV or whatever it was.
He was the best. That he was brilliant. His observations of everything were just brilliant.
A master at twisting it.
Yep. He sure was.
Red Fox. Yeah. Yeah, Red Fox had albums out too in the day, back in the day.
And they were very risque albums too.
Yes.
Bill Cosby and
Cosby,
Bob Newhart.
Yep. Bob Newhart was good. He was an intellectual funny guy.
And y'all remember Shelley Berman?
Yeah.
The black guy, Shelley, right?
No, Shelley Berman.
No,
Shelley.
No.
Shelley Berman. He was one of the first stand-up comedians to do the routine where he would talk on the phone, like he was talking to somebody on the phone. Yep. He plays whose father? He plays somebody's father on a sitcom, and I can't remember, but he wore those big black glasses. Big.
Right. Jim Backus.
No. Shelley Berman. He played. What was it?
Charles Nelson Riley.
No, I'm trying to think of a sitcom that Shelley Berman played the father on. And now
is it Berman? Burman?
Berman.
Yeah. Okay.
I gotta find out what sitcom he was on.
Sheldon Leonard Berman.
Shelley
American
Berman,
comedian.
Shelley. Yeah,
Yeah,
Shelley
I got him
Berman.
up there.
Oh, Curb Your Enthusiasm.
That's it. Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Yeah.
He played Larry David's father, and
Right.
I met him a number of times in California. Steve, I told you about the knife shows I used to go to in San
Yeah.
Diego.
Oh,
well,
yeah.
Shelley Berman was I don't even know if he's still living, but he's a huge knife collector, and he really supported the custom art knife making community. He wrote forwards to the books of pictures and all that.
Wow.
And, once or twice a year, when I'd head out to the West Coast, I'd hook up with him, and I was his little Jewish boy chick from the East. You know, we would sit boy chick. Yeah, we would sit and talk for hours. What a great guy, brilliant man.
He passed in
And,
2017, by the way.
Yeah, I remember talking about that
Yeah.
with you for one day when we were talking, and yeah,
Yeah.
it was a great. How much we were back and forth. You were over here in this area so much.
Oh yeah, I spent a lot of time in San Diego, and we used to just take a little trip up to La Jolla, and I told you I went to see my buddy Walt at Capistrano Beach, and
Yep.
that's a great area.
Beach Road.
Yeah,
San Juan Capistrano.
but Shelley
No,
Berman was a
Capistrano
real.
Beach, not San Juan Capistrano.
I don't know anything
I'm sorry.
about it.
This guy was a
The mission's
great
in San
comedian.
Juan.
Anyway, he was a great comedian, and if you really, look him up on YouTube and see if you can pick up some of his stuff. But you're right, he did play Larry David's father on Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Old quotes. The old problems, love, money, security, status, health, etc., are here to stay, to plague us or please us. I don't remember that.
He's got
Well,
a
you-
website too.
They've got a bunch of TV shows listed for what he was on.
Oh, he was pretty prolific. Has a lot of records. He has a website here. It's this website. Look at this, Shelley Berman, the official website. And
There you go.
there he is with Larry David.
Yeah, the big glasses.
Yeah, with the big black glasses. There he is, right there. But
Well,
you know,
everybody, it is about that time to give away some almond toffee.
Ah,
All right. Since we were talking about comedy, all right. And this is probably going to be an easy one. Mitch, Jim, you've already got your toffee.
yeah, but I didn't win my toffee.
I won mine.
I didn't win toffee.
I
You
don't
gave
know.
me toffee.
Can you have toffee?
Not
you
anymore.
you can win it and give it to me.
Steve,
I-
and you
I-
How's that?
You'll probably get. Anyway, here's the trivia question. Well, it takes place back in the early 60s. And I know anybody older than 55 will know this guy. Name the comedian that did impersonation of JFK.
Oh, I know it. But I'm
comedian
not
who
going
did
to.
impersonations of JFK.
I know it. His initials are VM. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
JFK
But I don't want.
impressions.
But I don't want to win because I want somebody in the chat to win.
Oh, I did not know that.
Nobody got it yet.
Is that well known, Art?
I know it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I don't
There he
remember.
is.
it.
There he is. Metrodrome. Bill got it.
Metro Drones.
Oh, Bill.
Bill got it.
Okay, Bill.
Von Meter. He did a perfect impression of Kennedy.
Yep.
2004, he
Metro
passed
Microsoft
away.
says.
Sadly, after the assassination, that kind of pretty much killed his.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Career, yeah. Unless he's
All
gonna-
right, Bill. Send me your address. Let's see.
Look at Chris wrote Vegemite. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll give your address.
That's because I said the initials were VM, so I gave everybody a clue.
Not Vic Morrow. Vic Morrow was not a comedian.
Vic Morrow got chopped up by a helicopter during
Yep.
the filmmaking.
Yep.
Yeah, he was doing. What was the name of that movie?
It was a war movie.
Creep Show, I think it was.
No. Vic Morrow died during the filming of which movie? Twilight Zone.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
1982 helicopter
Yeah.
crash.
Wow.
That baby
10
came
toes.
down and just ripped him up. Oh,
Yep.
10 toes. I was 5 when Kennedy died. Oh my gosh.
Yep.
I was
Wow, that
Well,
was
what
what,
do you guys-
1962, so
63.
63. That was a long time ago.
Yep. I was 3 years old when that happened. Yep.
I was like 15 or 16. I was in high school. I was 16 years old.
I was 10.
I'll never forget it. I still remember exactly where I was, and I can still picture it. Same thing with the space shuttle. Same thing when the space shuttle blew up. I can remember exactly where I was when I
1986. I was watching it. I was sitting here watching it.
To class in college. When I heard about that, I got to class and he said, "Well, no class today, everybody. Go home."
Mitch, do you remember when the space shuttle used to go off? It was still a big thing in the 80s.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The highways would line up with people and with their RV. People would come with their RVs from around the U.S. just to sit on the side of US 1 to watch the shuttle go up.
Oh, and every time it came back, we always got the sonic booms that rattled every window in the house. I don't care if it was 4 o'clock in the morning or 6 o'clock in the morning. All of a sudden, all the big sliding glass doors would just rattle like, and we go, "Oh, damn, space shuttle." Roll over and go back to sleep.
Yeah.
And we had, there's so many launches now. There's 2 launches this weekend. I don't know if the one got called today, but UAL's got one, and SpaceX has got one. Yeah, they have 2 of them per weekend now. It's crazy.
Yeah.
The
It's
windows
amazing.
still shake.
It's amazing what private enterprise can do compared to what government was doing.
Yep, that's right.
Well, private enterprise was doing most of it anyway. You always had Boeing and all them were pretty much pulling it off. The government just kind of gave them an office to use,
Yeah.
Well,
They
who was
scrubbed
the
the one
company
this
that
morning.
made the Atlas rocket?
Oh, I don't remember.
Yeah, the only thing we got is the sonic booms down here in Southern California when the shuttle would come in to land in Edwards.
At Edwards, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You'd hear the boom. Well, it was double. You'd hear the one
Double boom,
coming in and double boom coming back in. And I mean, it would echo throughout the Southland, depending on which approach pattern it would come in on.
But you got that mountain ridge there. Coming
It's
over
way-
from Arizona to San Diego.
Yeah, but it's way away from us. We have a mountain range in between us and where Edwards is. So we lose a lot of it. What we're getting at is the sonic boom as it's coming in through the atmosphere.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Anyway, Convair built the Atlas rocket.
Who built the Saturn?
Who?
Who built the Saturn V rockets?
That was Rockwell. Was it Rockwell?
Yeah, I think it is.
Okay. Yeah. They also made the B-1 bomb. Well, they did components.
Rockwell made the B-1 bomber, yeah.
Yeah.
North American.
And I think Boeing makes it now. Yeah.
Actually, Douglas. Take it back.
Oh, okay.
Douglas did.
Okay. McDonald's.
The only thing that we used to get down here is there's a testing plant. It's called TRW Systems, standing for Thomas Randall Williams, that a lot of governmental stuff and testing was done here. And they tested the rockets for the lunar lander. They were all tested here, and which was about 6 miles from our high school.
Where is JPL at? Where's the Jet Propulsion Lab at?
It's up in Los Angeles. It depends. There's a couple of different locations here in LA.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Because JPL has a laboratory for the observatory portion of it up in the mountains,
Right.
up above Wrightwood area. Like if you were going to go to Las Vegas, up the 15 to go to Las Vegas, leaving out of San Bernardino, it'd be on the left-hand side on the way up. They have an observatory and everything up in there. Oh my gosh, look who's here.
Yeah, we got Adrian.
Yo, Adrian. Yo, Adrian.
Welcome to the show. And Timeless Truths. I've seen Timeless Truths come in. Then there was a
Chris Hope.
Chris Hope. Then there was someone. Oh, Lauren Dunauer.
Lauren is a dealer up in Canada. I went to CES with Lauren.
Right. Then there was some lady that was here. I think she's from the Philippines. I'm not sure who was.
And
that?
Lauren, I just saw your video you just put up. Group fly 2. And he says, hiya, Steve and Rick.
Yeah.
And Matt says, I wasn't born, you old farts.
Sad but true. Sad but true.
Yep. I don't remember much about the Mercury program, but I do remember the Gemini program and the Apollo program.
I remember the headline. I remember the headlines when they said the Russians put Sputnik up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Man, that was breaking news.
Oh man, yes it was. And then they put the dog up, and then they put the man up, and they were ahead of us at every turn.
Yeah. Ah, who
Adrian,
cares?
how are you doing, buddy? Adrian
I
asked
still
me
got
how
to
I
play
am.
with my plastic Apollo 11 that went onto the hose bib, and you pumped it up, and it shot up in the air.
Right.
Probably made by Mattel.
In Japan.
The same guy who brings you your M16.
One of the best ones was I got to meet John Glenn. This is decades and decades ago when my dad was in the Rotary Club. I was real young, and to go in there, he came to speak at the Rotary Club, and everybody got to turn in questions, and my question got picked. And my thing was, what was your biggest fear when you were getting ready for launch?
Oh my God.
And his answer was, knowing that the aircraft that I'm going up in went to the lowest bidder.
Yep.
Yep.
The lowest government bidder. That's true.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I have a dime, a Mercury dime, which he took a bunch of them up there. He gave me a dime that, I mean, I have no proof. He gave it to me, and he says, this is for you. This went up with me. He says, I have a bag of them, and I give them when I go to speak at different locations.
That is a cool idea.
Yeah, but he should have given you some provenance with it. He should have given you
a picture, anything.
What you do? Yeah, well, now we can do it because we have selfie cameras. But wouldn't it have been great if you could have taken a picture of yourself with John Glenn holding the little dime up?
Yeah, I know.
You know? Yeah.
Hey, Bill, got your email. Thank you very much. I will get that toffee out to you on Monday, and White Lake.
You know, that was $6 to mail that to me, Art.
Huh?
That was $6 to mail that.
Was? I thought it was $4 something.
No.
No? Wow.
To mail that candy, Mitch?
Anything these days.
Jesus.
Yep.
You know, even one of those priority mail envelopes is now $6.
If it fits, it ships for a flat fee.
Yeah, $6. But if you have to weigh something,
but
I think when I sent you that drone back, Art, it was like $12-13 just, and it didn't weigh that much.
Jeez.
How much did it cost you to ship it to me? When you shipped it to me, it had to cost at least.
Yeah, I think it was about the same. Yep.
Yeah, it had to cost $12-13.
Yep.
And yet Amazon probably would pay 13 cents for the same shipping.
Yeah.
I got one of my drones from Utah to here was $78 to ship it here.
Oh, well, you have big drones, though. You have big, heavy things.
Well, I mean, come on, man. That's insane.
Yes, I did, Bill. I performed at there was a nightclub there that had, I think, a two-nighter. We did a Friday and Saturday show, or maybe it was a Thursday, Friday show. And it was one of my favorite clubs, but unfortunately, I was one of the last comics to perform there. They stopped doing comedy after that. I don't know why they got good crowds there, and the people seem to be liking it. So, yeah.
Maybe you're jinxed, Art.
Yeah,
Maybe you're jinxed. You do that after they close the club. You come on my show, they close YouTube completely. Come on.
Well, oddly enough, the same thing happened at a club I worked at in Atlanta. And right after I worked that club closed up.
Whoa, are you a jinx?
I wouldn't brag about that.
Yeah. It was called the Atomic Cafe. You know,
Oh,
like
wow.
Atomic Cafe. Yeah. And it was a nice club. I had a lot of fun there, and but the neat thing about that is our show started a day later than another competing club. So I went over there to watch. Oh, I know what I did. It was after I'd done the show there, and I knew the club was going away. So I went over to this other club on the north side of Atlanta. Richard Jennings was the headliner there.
One of
And
my
I got
favorite
to
comedians of all time.
I got to audition there.
Isn't he an actor?
Yeah,
he
he was
acted. Yeah, he
acting.
did some TV cop shows too. But he was one of the most clever comedians that I've ever heard.
I only know him as an actor.
Oh,
I
God.
never heard him.
He was in the Jim Carrey movie, The Mask.
I
think that
remember the cop
he
shows
had
Mitch is
four-
talking about.
he had like 4 comedy specials on HBO.
Yep.
And if you can look them up, one of them was called like a boy from Brooklyn. The hell with the rest. At any rate, I've got 4 of them on my media server here, and funny stuff.
You know
Just
who's
funny
good
stuff.
that people often don't understand because they aren't intelligent enough is Dennis Miller.
Oh, Dennis!
yeah.
Dennis, he's brilliant. He's
Met him a few
terrific.
times. Yeah. Yep.
He talks about jeté to the precipice, and people don't know what the hell he's saying. You know what I mean?
No, he's a smart
Yeah.
guy. He's a smart guy, and he's gotten real political.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and but he uses the words that are lost in today's society. Jeté, sachet, precipice. People don't cataloging. People don't know what the hell that is.
Yeah.
It's not on their game, so they haven't learned it.
It's not woke.
He
Yeah.
used to be part of Bill O'Reilly's show on when he was over at Fox.
Yeah, he did that, and he started out on Saturday Night Live as the news
Yep.
guy, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, you did.
75, something like that.
Weekend report.
Yeah,
Yeah, doing the news.
that was after Jane, you ignorant slut.
Yep. Yep.
Now that was when Saturday Night Live was phenomenal. Back
Yes.
in the
Oh
70s.
man,
Yep.
yeah,
It
that's
has-
still
has-
great to watch those old episodes with the original cast with
Yeah.
the
Yep.
Belushi and them.
When he
Land-
loses it
land-
over the
land
Pepsi,
shark.
Landshark, samurai delicatessen,
Samurai Deli.
cheeseburger,
Graham.
cheeseburger. Remember that?
No
Yeah,
Coke, Pepsi.
No Coke Betsy.
Yeah. But you know who was one of the writers was Buck Henry.
Oh, was he?
Yeah,
God,
he was
he
the
always-
guy that went into Samurai Taylor and he said, "There's something wrong with the zipper on my trousers." Hey! But Buck Henry also wrote Get Smart.
Yep.
And yeah, he wrote a bunch of sitcom. Sadly, passed away. I think a few months ago. He was 92 years old.
Wow.
He was a small guy in stature too.
Yeah, he was part of the gang with Carl Reiner and Mel Brooks, and part of that gang. Yep.
They're still unparalleled today. That whole crew.
Yeah.
I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah.
You can't today. You can't say the things that they all said.
Yeah.
Well, they still play reruns of Blazing Saddles, and nobody seems to mind.
That's a great, great movie. That is so funny.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
The sheriff is a.
Yeah. Well, they used the Yiddish word.
Yeah.
Remember, could you imagine Archie Bunker in today?
Oh.
And yet they still play the reruns to that too.
Yeah.
Mel Brooks used to use a lot of Yiddish in his movies.
Well, all these guys they're all Jewish, all of them.
Yeah.
Oi,
The whole
oi,
crew.
right.
The whole crew. The whole crew. Mel Brooks,
Jesus.
Rob Reiner, they're all all the old comedians, most of them were Jewish.
Mm-hmm.
And if they weren't Jewish, they became Jewish, like Sammy Davis Jr.
Yeah.
The gang, the group.
He converted.
Yep, he did.
It's it's the old joke that Sammy Davis Jr. gets on the bus in South Carolina, and the bus driver says, "Back in the bus, boy." He says, "But I'm Jewish." But I'm Jewish. The guy says, "Get off of the damn bus."
And it was so funny with all those people, all Frank Sinatra over there being out of the group, but yet him being Italian.
He was Italian. Dean Martin was Italian.
Yep.
But most of them, and you go back to George Burns, Milton Berle, Sid Caesar, all those guys,
Jumping in.
The Marx Brothers, they're all Jewish.
Yep.
Take care, Matt.
Stooges.
See you, Matt.
Three Stooges too.
What was really funny is I had some friends of my folks had property out in Palm Springs, and where Frank Sinatra would have it, and then all those comedians and actors and actresses that were out
The
there.
Rat Pack.
Yeah. Well, he would raise a flag, and where his home was back at that time, there was not much out there, but his home was on a knoll, so it could be seen across the whole entire area. When he was there, he'd raise the flag up, and that was to let everybody know, party time. Come on over.
Yep.
And they'd all go over.
That's cool. That's a cool story.
And Frank Sinatra was a hell of an actor. He made great movies, serious movies.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That Von Ryan's Express was my favorite. My favorite.
There's just tons of them. All that stuff you can still watch it. Yeah, you don't hear about it anymore.
You know what's sad as hell is that they did that remake of the True Grit.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, don't bother. Kurt Russell was taking the place of John Wayne in the remake. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
How can you outdo Katharine Hepburn and the Duke?
Yeah.
Well, Steve, you know how we know we're getting old?
How's that?
We know we're getting old because on Ken Herron's show, he's got this Ashley.
Oh, yeah.
And he's telling Ashley about old movies like Star Wars.
Oh,
that's 73. That's old.
She did watch it, though.
Yeah, but I mean, to them, that's an old movie. Star Wars.
Well, now she's starting on Back to the Future.
Yeah, but
I remember
those aren't old movies.
No,
You got to go back
70s.
40 years before that to get to old movies.
Yeah, that's right.
I remember watching the 10 Commandments in a movie theater.
I did too.
Do you remember how long that movie was?
It was 3.5 hours.
Yes.
3.5 hours.
Yes, and you sat there and watched the whole damn thing.
And from then on,
everybody got up and ran for the bathroom.
and from then on, every time anybody talked about the Bible, they didn't say Moses, they said Charlton Heston.
Yeah. Well, didn't it have an intermission?
Yeah, it had an intermission.
It had
if I
an
remember.
intermission.
I mean, I was 10 years old, I think, when that first came out.
Same with Gone with the Wind.
Yeah.
That was a long ass movie.
Oh, that was another one of these. Yeah, they made these epic.
They had an intermission
movies.
in that. I remember that one. But like Star Wars, I remember I had the liquor store at the time, and I'm working, and one of my friends said, "Hey, I'm gonna go pick up some tickets." Not like Fandango now, where you can order it and reserve your seat and do whatever you want. He went from where we are, and the store was at in San Juan, had to drive all the way up to Orange, which is about a 25-mile, 30-mile drive. Goes up there, picks it. He goes, "I got the tickets." I come back, and he goes, I go, "Well, when is it?" He goes, 12:15. He goes, 12:15. And I look at my watch, and it's like 10 o'clock. I'm going, "We better get our asses out of there." He goes, "Oh no, we got lots of time. 12:15 a.m. tomorrow morning."
Oh God.
We got up there and waited for the whole entire show, one entire movie, plus part of the one before it, to finish waiting in line in order to get in. And those were the days that when blockbuster movies were out, you waited in line for them.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Well, you didn't have 5,000 TV channels and Netflix and all that.
That's right. You had three stations. Well, maybe four. You had the independent station.
Yeah.
And home theater. We didn't have home theater systems. We didn't have.
No.
God, I remember the first remote control.
Yeah, it was called Me.
Yeah.
I was the first remote control.
No,
Yeah.
I'm serious.
So was I.
Jim, go turn that channel.
No, we
Jim,
had
turn the
but
rabbit ears.
I remember the first remote had one button, and it made a clicking sound.
It used to have bars in it
When
that jumped
click.
up and down.
No, it made a click. All
Yeah.
it did was make a click, and when the TV heard the click, a motor would rotate the channel one.
Tuning
And
fork.
that's where the slang term clicker came from. People
Oh,
use the term
okay.
clicker for remote. It came from the fact that the first remotes just were a little bit of spring metal. When you pressed down them, went click.
Yeah.
You know
And-
what
and
sounds
that was
old?
the-
Go ahead. That was the first clicker.
I think clicker.
Oh,
I mean,
I
a clicker.
remember we had a Zenith one that actually had two bars in it because I took it apart.
Yeah.
That when you pressed it, the bars jumped. Now I don't know if that made.
They listened
Anything
to the
happened.
audio. It made a sound.
It had tuning, like two rods in the inside, and when
Yeah.
you hit it, that was a signal that went to the TV, and you clicked it. It had two, like you said, one was for power, and the other one was for changing the channel.
Changing the channel, and it
You
listened
couldn't-
for
you
the
couldn't
sound. There
adjust
was
the
no.
volume. You had to manually do that.
I didn't know
There-
it listened for the sound.
Yeah, there was no infrared back then. It was all done
Yeah,
by
no.
sound. Yeah.
It was like a pencil in size, but they were real sharp, and it, ding it.
I remember taking that apart.
the TV got really old and the knob broke off, so you had to use the pair of pliers.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
Because the knob was plastic.
Yeah.
The TVs
Yeah, but you
were
could go
real-
to the TV, but you could always go to the TV store and buy a replacement knob. They had all these different replacement knobs at the TV store. And
Oh,
tubes,
remember-
vacuum tubes.
That's like taking your tube in to be tested.
Yeah, I was going to talk about it. They had a big tube tester that was this great big console that had
My
all
dad
these
had.
different sockets. And you
Always at the pharmacy.
My dad had one in his drugstore. My dad
Yeah.
had one in his drugstore. And
Yeah,
and,
the
and
perfume
I worked
drugs.
in his drugstore, and all these people would come in with these friggin' tubes, and I'd have to test them. And some of them had the anodes on top, so you had to plug them in. You had to find the right socket. Then you had to put the anode thing on. Then you had a big flip chart. You had to look it up, and there was 30 knobs on the thing, and you had to set each knob to the right setting.
click,
And then you
click.
push a button, and the meter went either green, yellow,
Or red.
or
Or it
red.
didn't move.
And they had names like 6AU6 and 12AU7. Remember those names they had on these
Or
tubes?
6L.
Well, it used to have all the tubes in the boxes just
Yeah.
below the testing. Yeah.
Correct. I mean, I could still see that thing, that
Yep.
tube tester. Yeah.
Yep.
And you had
That's-
big tubes and little tiny, little round
Oh
tubes.
yeah, the little peanut tubes. Yeah. They were. The big thing now is people are taking old tube amplifiers and retrofitting them for guitars.
Yes.
And
They're-
it's been-
They're
Yeah.
doing the
They
same
still-
thing in high-end audio systems.
Yeah, I was going to say
the
that,
so-called
Mitch.
the audiophiles. They're buying up these old Macintosh power amps that are all tube because they decided that tubes will more faithfully reproduce analog sound better than all this digital processing that's going on. And then
Macintosh is still being produced, I'm told.
With the tubes, well, there's a market for that stuff, and turntables. Now people are getting back into vinyl because
that's come back.
Yep. Yeah, and they're selling turntables for $10,000, $20,000 for a friggin' turntable.
And digital audio converters too. They're always on mass drop.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what they found out about tubes is whenever they will survive an electromagnetic pulse.
Yep.
So on some of those B-52s, a lot of their sensitive equipment,
the radio equipment was all tubes.
Yeah, because
why would that be? Well, I don't understand. They're electronics.
They're actually less susceptible to the magnetic pulse. I don't know why. I'm not a electrophysicist, but I learned about this years ago because I'm a big airplane buff and I like bombers. I was really into bombers, and then when I studied up on the B-52s and how they said that they instead of going all transistors or IC chips, they were still using tubes because they were less susceptible to electromagnetic interference, i.e. electromagnetic pulse.
Right.
I remember what Chris Hope was talking about, with turning the outside antenna on the house to get the over-the-air TV waves.
Yep.
Well,
if the wind came, used to blow it.
Remember, you used to have the rotor, because where we lived, you had LA stations and San Diego stations. So you turn the rotor in order to pick up LA or turn the rotor to pick up San Diego.
We just had the city stations, ABC, NBC, CBS. That was it. In living color. Brought to you in living color. The Peacock.
What do you mean a living color?
That was the Peacock, the NBC Peacock.
I was black and white from the days of the original TVs.
When color was a thing.
Yep.
Well, we were real fortunate here in Los Angeles because we had the major networks, CBS, NBC, and ABC here. But then there was 5 other independent stations out of LA that broadcast too.
Really?
And I'm talking way before PBS and all that.
Right.
Because you had KTLA, KTTV, what was the other one?
Steve, how far back was it when the first one of those TV stations was all Spanish? I bet it was back in the 70s.
We had it was the affiliate to NBC, and it's the one that you see in all the newscasting that's out there. Telemundo
or Univision.
It was Univision and actually Telemundo but it was their original parent company. I'll think if I can remember the name.
We used to have one here in Palm Bay, but it closed down. Little old TV station sitting there empty. Bob says we all use the tinfoil. All use the tinfoil.
Yep.
We had no choice. We had to put antennas on the roof because we were too far away from all the stations.
If there's a channel right now called Antenna
TV.
It tells you exactly the directions, and if you put your antenna at 39 degrees, which stations you'll get.
Oh no, that's a different thing that I'm thinking.
Yeah. There is a channel called Antenna, and they play all the old classic TV shows. So they'll play the old Johnny Carson Tonight shows.
Really?
And they also play, they would play WKRP, and I think they did All in the Family, and
You know what? You know what annoys me is
no, what
that,
annoys you, Jim?
well, everything, but this especially.
Okay,
Mitch will attest to this. Our original internet was Time Warner, and then it got bought out by a company called Bright House, and now nothing's changed. Same wire sitting there, but now it's Spectrum. Spectrum is owned by Comcast. Comcast just bought Walmart's Vudu, which is a movie channel that I buy movies from. So now Comcast is going to own the Roku market because they also own Fandango TV channel.
right.
And so they're going to own the internet for $80 a month that's you have to get it from, and the damn channel you have to pay to buy it from. So they got it all wrapped up. They're
Yep.
going to have the AT&T monopoly breakup again.
Yep.
You remember the Ma Bell breakup?
Yep, I remember that. When I first got into cable here, we had what was it? Mile High Cable Vision here, and the townhouse complex where we lived at in South Denver, we had our own cable company. We had a great big satellite dish, and it was much cheaper than everybody else. I mean, this was back when cable cost $20 a month.
Yeah.
Everybody thought, oh God, I thought that was kind of reasonable. And then it got bought out. It was TCL, and then it became.
And yet nothing changed at your house.
Yeah.
Same wire, same service, just the names keep changing. And the bill keeps going up.
And the price keeps going up.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Now we have two providers here, two big ones. There's CenturyLink, and then there's Comcast or Xfinity. Yeah. Kind of like the prices, Xfinity and beyond.
But there's not a real difference in price between them, is there?
Just slightly.
They kind of got us wrapped up. They got us tight.
CenturyLink is
Well, if you want it, you got to pay for it, unfortunately. Unless you throw up a TV antenna, but you only get so much. You get,
and that's what I did. I got one of those digital antennas, and I get over 60 channels.
Yeah, I put up one outside because we're far from Orlando. We're
right.
But I get 60 some channels. I get everything, all of them. ABC, NBC, CBS, PBS, Ion, antenna, all that stuff comes over, and there's Me TV, and there's just tons of them, and 20 space stations, Spanish stations.
Yeah, but watch
antenna channels. Web.
That's going to be disappearing shortly.
What are they doing to it now?
They're talking about here in Los Angeles of knocking out the transmitters.
What?
Yeah. So it's only going to. It will eventually go to. You have to go through a cable company.
So
that sounds like California.
Or internet.
That used to be a government regulation because of the PBS channels and all that.
Yep.
And now they're looking to sell that damn airspace channel, the bandwidth.
Yep.
The FCC.
Yep.
Oh, it's annoying.
Art, I'm going to take off, buddy.
All right. Well, thank you,
Mitch. Thanks for having me. Always enjoy it.
You off with.
Thank you. Better that than this. and I will. Do you have these? Do you have these two, Art? These.
In a world, viewer discretion is advised. Go where no man has gone before.
I love that.
Do you have those? Do you have those on your sound effects?
Oh, no.
That's all my sound effects, and then.
Well, my sound effects is like 100 buttons.
Yeah, that's the one I'm using. but there's more than 100. There's like 500 buttons on this thing. I
Well, I might have to play around with it.
It's absolutely
it up. Yeah.
It's crazy. But you know, my favorite one, and I use it all the time, is this one.
Limited time offer. No purchase necessary. Offer valid at participating locations. Void where prohibited. No animals were harmed during the production of this soundboard. Subject to change without notice. Side effects include dry mouth, occasional pig snort or two, sore stomach, teary eyes, achy jaws, and whatever tingles well. Laughing heart.
And on that note,
anal warts.
And you're going to
I'm
die.
out of here.
Good night.
See you tomorrow night, guys. 8 p.m. FPV workshop. Bye bye.
Take care, Mitch.
Bye-bye.
Have a good night.
And then there were 3.
I'll never forget the time I saw anal warts as or anal leaking as one of the side effects in the small crate.
Yeah. Yep.
Did we talk about that before? Was that butter substitute?
Oh.
Olestra or something like that? I don't know whether it was that or a medication.
Yeah, there were medications that had bad side effects, anal leakage and or incontinence. They do have they produced a brand of wine for older people with incontinence. It's called Pinot Noir.
You heard of the Jewish wine, right? I want to go to Miami.
Oh, I want to go to Miami. Yeah. Oi.
Oy vey.
Wait, what do you call this?
Well, one of the conservative people that I follow is headed down your way on Thursday, because they're getting ready to move out of Long Island and head for Florida.
Long Island.
Long Island, New York. Beautiful place.
I have that G in there. Long Island.
Yeah, DML, the DML channel that I follow. Dennis Michael Lynch. Yeah, he's headed down there Thursday, and him and his wife, and they're gonna drive on down and to get the hell out of New York.
Well, you know what? They're still going to get screwed because they're still going to have to pay taxes in New York, because Rush Limbaugh, he was based out of New York, and then he moved to West Palm Beach, and he's still paying taxes.
Yeah, but when you're paying taxes in New York, you're paying New York City tax. This is on one paycheck.
Yeah,
you pay New York City tax, you pay New York State tax, you pay federal tax. There's an extra tax just for working in New York City.
Yep. Same here in Denver. We have what's called a head tax. And right now it's $6.50 a month.
You take care, Bob. Have a good rest of your evening and a weekend.
All right, Bob. Thanks for stopping in.
See you, Bob.
Oh, did you hear the latest one about what de Blasio is doing to all the people that went to New York in order to work to help out during this health issue? Yeah. They're going to get taxed by the city of New York coming to work there, voluntarily leaving their home state and counties in order to go there. They are going to be taxed if you're there over 14 days.
Oh, man.
On every cent that you made there.
I believe it.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it. And it's a Democratic state.
Oh, I know.
It's ridiculous.
Colorado is becoming a Democrat state.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm just going to watch this this election cycle, and if there's no movement in the state assembly, Colorado's done.
Mm-hmm.
Because the last Republican governor was Owens, and that was like late 90s, early 2000s.
Wow.
And before him, we had 24 years of Democrat governors, and they completely screwed up the state because what did they do? They appointed liberal judges on the state Supreme Court. And now every time every 10 years when we do the census, and then we have to do what's called reapportionment and redistricting.
Yeah.
Well, the Republicans will, they'll have their maps. The Democrats will have their maps. and there's supposed to be a committee that's supposed to work together and decide, okay, what are the boundaries going to be? What do the Democrats do? They sue. They take it to court, and then the state Supreme Court says, nope, we're going with the Democrat maps. So and then little by little, every 10 years, the Democrats are consolidating more and more districts until now there are hardly any competitive districts for Republicans. And then the goddamn libertarians screw it up by running a candidate in a
What was the candidate? An idiot?
No, what'll happen is if there's a competitive district,
okay,
that either leans Republican, Libertarian will come in, peel off enough votes, the Democrat wins with 49% of the vote. I'm like going,
well, there is hope though, Art.
Why?
We had a turnover in a representative in LA County.
Yep.
The Garcia is his name, a Republican, won the seat here in Los Angeles in a special election.
Yeah, when that woman resigned over
her sexual innuendos of male and female affairs with her staff.
Oh, we had that here in Colorado a few years ago, where one of the Democrat state representatives at a restaurant pulled his winky out.
Can you believe this crap?
And he was gone the next day.
It's like when we started the show, a little while in, when I said, you remember when around Kenny, when we used to respect the government?
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, we actually liked the government. Now it's gone to hell.
Now it's gotten to a point, it's us versus them.
Right. I actually agree with that.
Welcome to the show. Welcome.
Hey, Claude.
Let's see. Does Claude have a wrench? Maybe I'll give Claude a wrench.
Get him fired up before bed. Oh, that's Chris. Then the four-eyed canine says Colorado was a red state when he moved there in 1999.
Yep, it was a red state, and then little by little, the Democrats. We had districts that were solid Republicans, and then when the next reapportionment happened, that district flipped from being solid Republican to solid Democrat. And
that's what's happening to Florida.
Yep.
The people keep moving. I moved here from Long Island after 34 years of living on Long Island to get away from that crap.
Yep.
And now they just keep coming down here with their democratic ideas, and they're changing the damn state into.
It's all your fault, Jim. You moved down there so quickly that tailwind is sucking the rest of them down there to you.
Steve, we lost 100,000 jobs on Long Island after Ronald Reagan. 100,000. Grumman Corporation.
Yeah, I remember.
Closed down. Calverton Air Station gone.
Yeah.
I mean, Fairchild was in Huntington, Long Island, gone. I mean, these were huge companies, aircraft companies. Now it's Northrop Grumman in Melbourne, Florida. I mean, come on, man. But anyway, you lose 100,000 jobs. I had to move. I had no choice.
Mm-hmm.
Can't afford to pay the taxes.
In Colorado, our economy was going really good, and that was back before the Democrats took over both houses. Now they're trying to kill off oil and gas here in Colorado. They're they're screwing the cattle and the ranchers and farmers because we want to go to renewable energy. which is not reliable, and it's more expensive, and it's screwing the people out on the plains who have to pay higher energy costs. And
Well, you know what's funny is here in Florida, when you build a house, it doesn't come with solar panels or solar roof shields, but yet Florida Power and Light is building solar power fields that are 500 acres big and all that. You know what I'm saying? And you're paying for that.
Yep.
You're paying for them to build the solar, and then buying the solar electricity from them.
Yeah. And what happens when there's no sun? Oh, where is that energy coming from?
Batteries?
Yeah. Man.
We all got that notification, huh?
Yep. Oh, and we used to have a gun manufacturer that made magazines. Well, the state legislature passed some legislation limiting the size of gun magazines. So what happened? The company packed up and moved out of state and took the jobs with them. Yep. And what started the boom here in Colorado? Pot. Because we legalized recreational marijuana, and then all these young millennials started moving in because, oh wow, we could get buy some good dope, and we could go ski. Like, wow. And then, those people had to work, and where they work? McDonald's, fast foods, and then that grew, and that brought more people in. Then Amazon brought their hub into Colorado, and companies started coming in. Now I'm just worried in the next few years it's going to get to the point where those companies are going to go, boy, we mess up. We're out of here.
Well, the thing we need to worry about is what the House of Representatives did on Friday, passing a $3 trillion bill.
Yeah.
And then what did they do? They put a special provision bill that went through, which in essence means me as a representative, if I was your representative, I don't have to go in. I just give the card to Nancy Pelosi and she votes for me. You don't have to show up anymore. They snuck that in through the House. Now, I thought that had to be a 2/3 majority for any rules change. So, in essence, it's against. I think it's against the Constitution.
It should be.
In essence, you don't go.
That'll go to the Supreme Court. No.
One person, one vote.
Yeah. Oh, and that bill that they passed.
Yeah.
Most of it goes to illegal aliens.
I don't understand that.
Any of it goes to Americans.
I don't understand that.
But don't forget, all the high tech and all the blue states, billions, hundreds of billions of dollars going to like Amazon, Google, and all the big major corporations and entities. And the second thing that's gone there, how many times is the word cannabis used in that bill? It was like some ridiculous amount of 17. Yeah. No, or was it 43? There's a number in there. I forget. Yeah. It's ridiculous how many times it's put in there.
Wow.
It's like you demonize. You remember the 50s and 60s, all the commercials of demonizing pot and how it makes me. And here's a perfect example of capitalism. Now the government wants to get involved in the money making of pot.
Yeah. Well, here in Colorado, supposedly, when to get this passed, they said, well, the tax from marijuana sales go to education.
Yeah, just like the lottery is.
But now there's not enough money.
Yeah.
And it's like, come on, you guys are making a buttload of money. Where is it all going?
Why can't we have somebody asking that question, Art? where the hell is the lotto money and the marijuana money? Where is it?
Yep. Well, I'll tell you what. Here's what happened, at least here in Colorado. We don't have enough money to fix our roads, and they keep having these bills saying, "Well, this will fix roads." Okay, we vote for it.
We do too.
Guess what? Those funds get reallocated to some other pet project that some Democrat has.
Yeah.
And it doesn't go where it's supposed to go. And that's what, I'm getting to the point where, if things don't get any better here in Colorado, I'm going to go, I'm seriously thinking, well, I'm going to be an unaffiliate. Screw the Republicans. I'm not giving you money anymore because you got two factions that will not unite. They keep fighting each other, and then they wonder why the Democrats are winning all these races, because you got a group that they say they're gun rights, but they can't decide if they want to be gun rights or anti-abortion. They want it. It's like pick one and go with it.
Right. Yeah. The pork barrel that gets put onto a bill can totally reverse the intent of the damn bill in the first place. You know what I'm saying?
This bill that went through totally negates it, not the intent. It negated it.
Yep.
And it's dead. It's not going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
And it's a waste of time of bringing all these representatives in. So this is our tax dollars that we're paying for. Lights, power, their transportation, and Nancy flying back and forth between Napa Valley, up by Napa Valley where she's at, and Washington, D.C. in a 737 because she couldn't be shuttled around in a smaller jet. So it's a 737 that takes her back and forth, that is out of our tax dollars, paying every time she flies back and forth. When she runs out of ice cream, I guess, so she had to go over there until it got reloaded again.
Who needs a 737? Seriously.
For just her and her little entourage.
That's insanity. The lack of responsibility is shocking. It's shocking.
It is.
And yet,
people don't realize it.
Yeah, but
I want to say hello to the Visa vlog. I don't know how you say that, but anyway, I recognize that person or that vlog. They're from one of the Philippine networking channels I go to. Yeah.
Lauren's saying they legalized marijuana in Canada, and Trudeau. It helped Trudeau win the election.
Yep.
Everyone was too stoned to make a decent decision. I mean, come on, man. We're not holding these guys responsible anymore. We used to.
Even if it became legal, okay, that's one thing. If it became legal. But when the government is going in to subsidize it, that's utter BS.
Right.
You know what? If you want to do that as a private business, and do it, because these corporations, what they did that no one knows. I'm from California, and we're legalized here, but no one knows. 78% of the water usage in our state is used in the Central Valley and in the Imperial Valley, where the food all comes from.
Yep.
All the property out there that have the old floral grow houses out there, they sat vacant for decades, not doing anything. Well, what happened is all those major corporations in there 8 years ago
what happened to them?
went over there and bought them up. Why? Because they have unlimited water rights.
Oh.
So guess what they've turned into? Grow houses out in the Central Valley.
Yeah. That's why it smells so good when you drive through the valley.
There is
that stench of marijuana. Oh, that's money. That's money. Same here in Denver. Every day when I drive to work, there's this warehouse I gotta go by on the freeway, and certain days you could just smell I smell the growth facility.
The harvesting is going on, huh?
Yeah. Oh, and now they want to.
Nothing stinks more than a Tropicana orange plant, though. Oh my God. Dead orange peels. It's disgusting.
They want to pass safe injection sites.
No, come on,
Oh
man.
yeah, instead of getting these people off of drugs, let's just enable it. Give them a place to go shoot up. Yeah, let's government subsidize shooting galleries.
Go to San Francisco, go to LA. It's already here.
Yeah.
Is that really a problem? Is that big a deal?
For British Columbia, they got a huge problem up there. It totally just crapped the city. I'm worried about Denver. Denver is really going to hell because the other day I was scoping out this pond that I wanted to go fishing at because I hear they have huge goldfish and koi in them. And it's a city pond. So I'm going down the main road. It goes right by the Capitol. And there's all these homeless people. Not just a couple. There's hundreds of them.
Really?
Right out there, between the city and county building and the Capitol. And it's like, I remember back in the day, you might see one or two out there now. It's like they've got these tents out there. They're camped out, and it's the sidewalk. They've got one of the parts there closed because they've got a rat problem.
Yours is this compared to LA, San Diego, and San Francisco.
Yeah, but
it's unbelievable here. You can go down with all the, shall we say, all the regulations that are in this state, which are ridiculous.
Yeah.
You cannot legally wash your vehicle, have the water run down in the gutter, but yet they are defecating and urinating all in the streets, all over Long Beach, LA, San Francisco, all the areas, needles all over the ground in San Francisco and LA. And yet, what are they doing? They're coming in there and pressure washing, and that fluid then is going where? Right out to the ocean.
Yep.
If I wash my car or if water goes down, you'll get in trouble other than that. But yet it's okay to defecate and wash it out to the ocean? Give me a break.
It's crazy.
You want to talk about toxic waste.
We've got problems with the infrastructure being so old that the sewer pipes are breaking.
Yep.
We're on an island. It's a sandbar.
That clay pipes that you have.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And that's polluting the 156-mile Indian River. You can't eat the fish anymore.
Oh, yeah. I wouldn't eat the fish out of there. I'd catch them, and that's all I'd catch, photograph, release. Mm-hmm. That's mainly what I do.
I remember in the 70s and 80s on Long Island, right out of the Long Island Sound, you could get lobsters out of it and clams. We always had clam bakes and all that stuff. Yeah. Ever since the 80s, because of the toxicity of the water, because they had a nuclear power plant up there, you can't eat any of it. None of it.
Yep.
Rick was saying they're handing out free drugs, especially now with this health condition. What they're saying there, not only that, they're giving alcohol to all the homeless too. Not only the drugs, I'm not talking needles. I'm talking they're providing drugs and alcohol to the homeless. And
why would I pass that up?
Oh,
yeah, free alcohol. Okay,
I'm gonna walk up there and go find out and see what they have.
Yeah, right. There you go. Hey,
Chateau a la Newsom.
I can go shoot up. Hey, let's go up the mountains and go snowboarding. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, Chateau a la Newsom.
It's unbelievable.
Yep.
Unbelievable.
Well, and our governor is a multi-millionaire. He's worth $300 million. Mm-hmm. And he basically bought the seat. He bought every seat he ran for.
Well, you can. With the Koch brothers in operation, that's been done for years. They start all these committees.
Yeah,
that's what the super PACs are.
That was part of McCain-Feingold.
Right.
Yep.
Thank you, John McCain.
You can win any election now.
Did you hear about, speaking of McCain, and I mean, may he rest in peace. I mean, he did his stuff for, his military service, but these did some death situations in his military service too that you never hear about.
Right.
When he cold started the jet on the carrier and lost all those down and blew it off, started the fire, blew up and killed the sailors on board and injured I don't know how many. Yep. But they're linking as the one that put the dossier up to start the whole entire dossier. It just came out in the unredacted Judicial Watch emails that came out.
Oh, was that part of the Koch brothers or?
No. I'm talking about for the
McCain,
the Russian
stuff
going.
Okay.
It's building now, even more.
But whatever gets done, besides wasting our money investigating.
A rhino Republican.
Yep.
Republican in name only. And the reason he did that is because Arizona is another state that's starting to turn blue. He's from, he started off as a representative, then he became a senator. And in order to hold on to his seat, you gotta placate to the people. And
right.
It's very liberal. Flagstaff, some of the other big cities. So he's got to go towards the center. So he became more and more liberal. And what really infuriated me when he was running for president, well, I could work across the aisle. And go, well, what good is that if they're not going to, work our way? It's always a one-way street with Democrats. We always have to compromise their way.
He can work across the aisles because he's already across that aisle.
Yep. Ronald Reagan, he was able to get the two sides to work together, and that's how he was able to get that package that got the economy going again.
Yes.
And now Democrats would not think about doing something like that.
No, they've been ruining the area. Think about all the base closing. And Steve and I were going through maps, bases that I was in the Marines. They're gone. They're neighborhoods now.
Mm-hmm.
We're in a rush to destroy everything. Should we ever need it again, where the hell are you going to put these things? And how much is that going to cost?
Yeah.
Yep.
Never heard of mothballing anything around here.
El Toro is now the Irvine Great Park, and then it's nothing but homes being built out there, and it's satellite start for colleges. And
Memphis, Tennessee was a huge naval base, huge training center.
I remember.
Gone.
Mm-hmm. Well, guys, we've been on for a little over 2 hours, and so we went from talking about drones, and now we're talking about politics. So hopefully we could save some of that tomorrow for Art's Place, where Lloyd will be doing a lot of talking.
Well, you know what? You don't have to worry about having to save anything, because all you have to do is wait till tonight. There's going to be a whole treasure trove of new information that will be out.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And
but for those of us who don't know what you're talking about, what are you talking about?
What
are you talking about? There's going to be a new treasure trove of information out.
Oh, there's always, because of the 24/7 news cycle, there's going to be new stuff.
Okay.
Tomorrow. But it'll be interesting to see when they go back to the drawing board at the House and try to get another bill. Hopefully we'll get something that is
how about see if all the money you've given away is actually doing something first.
Right.
A novel idea. That's the problem with government. They don't know what a budget is. They don't have any clue what a budget is.
Oh, that's good. You went off the gold standard. You lost it all. All you're doing is printing money now.
All right.
Don't get me started.
I gotta go make some dinner. I'm starving here.
Good night, Art. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah,
Thanks for having me on, Art.
Steve, great having you guys. And we'll see you tomorrow over at Art's place. And where we'll be doing some political talking there.
Take care, everybody. Have a wonderful evening.
All right. Good night, everybody. And send off the show. We will do this. And what a way to end the show. Take care, everybody. Good night. And see you next time. Bye-bye.